We got FlyKickz here, repping Trenton.
Yeah, I'm from Trenton.
Other than FlyKickz, what do you go by?
Dez.
Dez. Short for Desiree?
Yes.
Yeah, all right, I got it. Nah, so we got like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. But you got a lot more than this.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, I got quite a few.
Yeah. Now, I seen it on Instagram, and to be honest, it's crazy, yo, the amount of detail in a picture. But when you see it up close, like you can see like all the stitching and the laces and the paint. A lot goes into it.
Yeah.
So like, what do you think is like the longest time that you put into like a piece?
Consecutively, I'd say my most recent pieces, my Puerto Rican flag and my empowerment piece. I actually spent like 20 consecutive hours creating them. I mean, I may have taken a 15-20 minute nap, but I just went through and through. I was like, I want to finish this. I was like just so excited, especially the Puerto Rican flag one, because I wanted to drop it on Big Pun's, like, the day of his passing and stuff like that. So I got the idea and I was like, I could do this.
Yeah. Now, did you hit up anybody once you did it? Like Terror Squad?
I did the tagging them and stuff like that, and the love has been crazy. I think a lot of people didn't realize that I was actually Puerto Rican as well.
Yeah.
So people be like, oh, are you Puerto Rican? I'm like, yeah, I am.
So surprise a lot of people. That's now I know what you mean. Because I'm a Cuban. You know what I'm saying? But
okay.
So to surprise a lot of people and shit. You get
just
what I'm
surprise me, yeah.
Exactly. That's the look you get. Like, what? But nah, that's how it is though. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, man, that's like, pride goes into that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I like it.
Thank you.
I definitely like it, man. You got the Bulls piece.
Yes.
You got the Woo. I think that's definitely like one of your more famous ones, right?
Yes. I mean, I've been getting so much love since I first started. Like my first piece was about 3 feet. I still actually have it in my studio. I really created it just to impress my mom.
3 feet?
Yeah, it's like 3 feet by 3 foot.
Damn.
Woo, and it's made out of Nike Blazers, brand new suede Nike Blazer highs. And I really just made it to impress my mom. I mean, my mother was a big Woo fan.
She's a Woo fan.
And my mother's one of those people, if she likes it, she's going to rave about it. If it's okay, she's going to go, oh, that's cute. She did that once to me.
Oh, that's cute.
Years ago, and I've never let it happen again. So the Woo pieces are just kind of I know she loves them. I love them too. So, and the people have been loving them. Germany has been showing me so much love.
Germany?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Woo fans in Germany.
Crazy. Yo, they got fans everywhere.
Everywhere.
Man.
That's the truth.
Oh my God. Yeah, you got to put that, they got to put that in a Woo store or something like that.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Nah, but let me see. So, what's your favorite piece though?
It's one of those things like, what's my favorite piece right now?
Yeah, I mean, so like when you first started, like compared to now, because I know you originally started not doing this, but you started like customizing sneakers. So what made you transition over to doing this type of art?
When I first started customizing sneakers, it was an amazing experience, but we were like really in an oversaturated market, a lot of sneaker customizers, although there weren't a lot of female sneaker customizers. And it just, after going to so many different events and just kind of getting so many different ideas, I was like, I want to do something that I really never seen done before. And I was watching this movie for like the 100th time, Edward Scissorhands. And I was like, and I just would love how he would just turn mayhem into beauty. And I was like, I can do that with sneakers. And I decided to really get into it. Like in 2016, I took a pair of Bread 11s apart, and I made my first shape, which was a heart. And my style has just evolved since then, So it's crazy to just see the evolution of where I started, but it still stayed true to who I am as an artist. My work is still soul inspired. It's still inspired by sneakers. So
now, did you ever like totally fuck up a pair of shoes and then just like, you get what I'm saying, for art purposes, but then be like, damn, you got to toss them?
Oh no. People don't realize, when the final step is me cutting a sneaker. I'm putting it together in my head for weeks sometimes. I'm looking at the sneakers, going in the studios, looking at the sneakers and imagining the cuts, because I want to be confident when I slice through that sneaker, because if I do it the wrong. If you do it too big, that's good. You can downsize it. But when you do it too small, I don't want it to look like bits and pieces, like a collage.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So I do it with confidence. I trust in these hands.
Nah, you definitely got some talent though. It's
Thank
definitely
you.
different. Like I've never seen anybody do that. Not like that. I've never seen anything. I mean, of course, like you said, the saturated market of customizing sneakers. But as far as like this, never. You probably like the first one.
I feel like that.
Yeah. Have you seen anybody doing this? Or after you started, they kind of copied?
Well, I've had. I mean, I ran into a few things where where people think that they're paying homage to you, but they're basically replicating like my swoosh, which is kind of like I started off like doing swooshes made out of sneakers and doing hearts made out of sneakers. Those are really simple shapes to kind of do. If the person takes the time. It's really ripping the sneaker apart that takes a lot of effort. But I've seen people kind of do it and they would tag me and it's like, yo, bro, it's a way to really go about that. If you're thinking about doing that idea, reach out to me first. Like, hey, I want to attempt to do that, just in case if you see it.
Yeah.
Don't do it and then tag me very small. And I'm like, bro, that is not
They're
good.
kind of hoping you didn't catch it.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, it comes up in your DM that a person tagged you in a picture.
Yeah,
but it's like, yeah. So that's why I was like, I got to do shapes and pictures and things that people couldn't even imagine with sneakers. Hence why I've done like Nefertiti and different things like that where people be like, it's art nonetheless. So I got to keep on just getting bigger and better.
Yeah, because I mean, the crazy part about it is like you might see a painting, a drawing, whatever like that, like the Nefertiti, the flag, the bulls. Like a lot of people might do their own like their own style to it, but to do it with shoes though is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never ever even thought about that, and everything from the the sneaker itself is so much that goes into it. So when you see it in a painting or a picture, like it's just crazy, yo. Because I'm looking at all the detail. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
That's real art right there.
I mean, sneakers are so beautiful. It's like, when people get ready to throw them away, I'm like, one man's trash is another person's treasure.
That's true.
And I look at sneakers and people are like, I was getting ready to throw these away. I'm like, I got it. Just give them to me.
Yeah.
And to be able to, a person can actually keep their sneaker because now they have a nostalgic piece. Every time they look at that piece, it's a sneaker that they wore every day. Or the person that's a pair of sneakers that they hustled in to kind of until they got on. Now they have something that's hanging on their walls, fusing their love for their sneakers with my love for what I do. So
it's actually like a dope way to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you got your favorite shoe, you hustled in it.
Yeah, like I mean, not everybody wants to bronze their sneakers.
Yeah. You probably gonna trash them, But now it's like now you got a piece of art you can hang up. You know what I'm saying? You got to shoot what you do, but then it's like you got the shoe that lasts forever now.
Yeah.
No, that's definitely dope. Now, do you think about like doing like tutorials on this?
I don't think I've gotten to that. I don't think I've gotten to that space where I really want to really lay down the fundamentals of everything that I do, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I was customizing sneakers, it was a blessing that I was reading tutorials at the time because YouTube didn't really have videos of people actually doing customizing sneakers.
Yeah.
But even customizing sneakers, just let me say, has evolved so much. I've seen so many incredible artists that is like, when I see what they do in a pair of sneakers, I'm like, yeah, I don't have the patience or the time.
Yeah.
So it's a beautiful thing that people were just honing in on their craftsmanship. But yeah, tutorials for me right now, I don't think so. But however, I would love to give people the opportunity to indulge in what I do by attending workshops, where we can create on a smaller scale of kind of what I do. They can kind of learn some of the fundamentals and then they can take it with them and do their own thing.
Yeah. Or show them how to customize.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that customizing is always safer because I use a lot of sharp tools and it becomes a liability. You can't just have people cutting stuff with knives and stuff like that. Something happened on your watch. So let's stick to customizing sneakers. We're going to start there.
Nah, I mean, that's true, though, because, like, I didn't really think about that part of it. But see, that's why you do what you do.
Yes.
That's dope, though. Now, I know you got to give back to the community. So what do you do and, like, Where's it at? Do you stay like inside Trenton specifically?
I do a lot of volunteer work in Trenton. I deliver with Meals on Wheels, but I also deliver in different places as well. If I see something, an opportunity that comes up, I travel to different places. In my hometown specifically, I've helped clean up the neighborhoods where I grew up at. So throwing away a lot of trash, cleaning up the streets, cleaning up community parks. Especially when I see people post things, I'm like, I would love to do that. And it's nice to see more and more females actually come out because it's a community effort. So just doing those things within my community and distributing, goods, like canned goods and things like that, I really love it.
Nah, that's dope, man. Now, with all this, like, what got you into it? I know everybody asks you the same thing, but what got you, like, started with this? What made you want to do this?
To become, like, those sneakers and stuff like
that? Yeah,
to
customize.
It really started as a kid. Even hence my name. When I was a kid, I was somehow convinced that the FlyKickz my dad wore made him as cool as he was.
Yeah.
Like I still idolize my father. You know what I mean? And I was like, he's charismatic, the way that he walks, the way he can command the rooms. It got to be the FlyKickz. I soon realized he was just cool in his own right.
Yeah.
But I decided to become that energy, to become FlyKickz. And it reminds me of the days on Saturdays. I'm the only child too, and I'm a woman. So my father only knows how to bond doing the things that he enjoys doing. So on Saturdays, he would take me to the sneaker store, and he would stand in the corner and watch me for hours try on sneakers just to pick one pair. But he was always so patient. And every time I get to buy a pair of sneakers, hunt for a pair of sneakers, cut up a pair of sneakers, that nostalgic feeling just kind of takes me back, where you kind of, in a sense, feel like it's an immortal feeling, because I can carry, God willing, I can carry those feelings and those memories with me as long as I can. So that's why I love doing what I do. That's what really gets me through some certain sessions where I'm like, man, like, you want the world to receive you in a certain way, but the thing is this, you can't really control that.
Yeah.
I can really only control how I feel when I'm creating, and they're going to get what I give them, and just having those childhood memories and memories that we still love going to the Nike store. We still go to sneakers. When he get a pair of FlyKickz, he hit me up like, yo, check these out. And then when I create pieces, I'm like, yo, you seen what I did? Yeah. And he's like, yo, that's wild. So that's what I live for, to wow on my parents.
Yeah, that's crazy. So he's still like a sneakerhead.
He like what he like. He one of those people, like, I gotta shop on a little bit of a budget, because I put all my money into my artistry, hunting for these sneakers. Sometimes I go miles to thrift stores to different types of stores to find the sneakers that I need. And as you know, you can get a sneaker for the low sometimes. But then sometimes I will slice into a brand new pair of sneakers like it's nothing.
That shit hurts, man.
So, hence the price of the pieces. Like, people don't understand is different materials are costing ups the cost. So that's what really people kind of pay for it too.
No, you're right. now, all right. So now you got started as a kid doing this, but you also got started in New York with FlyKickz, right?
Yeah. So my love for sneakers stemmed from being a child, but I customized my first sneaker in my studio in Queens. I lived near LaGuardia Airport at the time, and I was like, I want to customize sneakers for real. I had tried it when I was in high school and stuff like that, because Fab was wearing a custom Dominican flag, sneaker. I was like, I can do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I didn't really have the patience. I think that you have to understand that sometimes you're not going to start and finish a sneaker in one sitting. And then you couldn't tell me that. I'm like, nope, I need to finish it today.
Yeah. Trying to rush it.
Yeah. Now I'm like, no, those things take time. But yeah, I got my start in Queens.
Yeah, so you got a lot of love in New York doing this?
Yeah, I did all my startup sneaker shows in New York. Dunk Exchange, Sneaker Pimps. I was blessed to do like some incredible venues all over New York. You know what I mean? But I felt like once I kind of found my niche there, like once I kind of established that even though I'm the new kid on the block, I got skills. Like, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The love was incredible, and it's nice to still go out to these sneaker shows and still run into the same people, and it's all love, and you seen how they evolved and they seen your process too. So it's a wild feeling.
Now, what took you to New York in the first place?
I went to college
Yeah.
in New York. I started college when I was 17. So it was like I couldn't do nothing but go to school. I couldn't get in anywhere, you know, I was 17. But I knew that I just kind of just wanted to be on my own. But it's one of those things that I always felt like when you come from where I come from, you know, coming from Trenton and having the incredible parents that I do, I felt like I could survive anywhere. So moving to New York on my own was nothing. It was like, I got this.
Yeah. Especially coming from Trenton. You know the reputation y'all got.
Oh, see, look.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Nah, you already know. But I definitely appreciate you coming down here for real, man.
Nah, it's my pleasure.
Definitely. We definitely gotta continue doing more, especially with the the things you're doing with the kids.
Definitely something I want to really expand on more now as we, approach the spring and stuff like that. Just doing more workshops, sneaker customizing workshops, tapping into the young artists because, they are ultimately going to help shape our environment. So it's nice to just pour back into them and let them know that there are people out there that believe in them as well, artists supporting artists, because it's already hard trying to figure out things on your own.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So to equip them with a few tools so they can utilize and just be better. I want people to be better than me, So that's really aspire to inspire,
Yeah. Now, I was looking back, right? You did a couple music videos.
Yeah, I did something.
Yo, but it was actually dope. I was listening to it. I was like, yo, this shit was actually all right. Especially the one dude. It was Soul something. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that shit was nice, man. Would you like get back into I wouldn't say like modeling. Did you ever like consider modeling?
No. See, actually, what happened was I was featured in that video because I was FlyKickz.
Yeah.
Because it made sense.
It does.
The video was about sneakers. We're going shopping for sneakers. We went. That was my first time being in Flight Club, so it was so dope. And the people, they were amazing. The whole experience was pretty cool. So I actually got featured because I was FlyKickz. They were like, you do work with sneakers. This makes sense. So I had some hands on what I really wanted my role to be and what I would and would not do. Because I'm one of those people, I'm like, yo, send me over the video treatment. Like, I need to know what's happening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, because at the end of the day, I'm still FlyKickz. Unless I'm deciding to take modeling serious, which I don't. You still are your brand and whatever you do. So I mean, but it was fun. I had some pretty cool experiences.
Yeah, I was like, yo, I could definitely see her like getting into modeling, definitely, because you definitely come off like kind of like a Leah-ish, and then you got that like around the way girl swag, but then at the same time you're well like you present yourself well, you speak well. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but
I mean, it's something to definitely consider. I mean, especially when you're collaborating, because it becomes a collaborative effort. You know what I mean? Like, to be featured in someone's video because they take their craftsmanship serious just as serious as you do. So those things are dope. But as far as just being a woman in a video, like yeah, I mean, what I do like now is how the perception of women has evolved as well. Like the love for women that have curves has grown so much. Like back when I wanted to be a model, I remember going to agencies and they're like, and I had just dropped maybe like 30 pounds. It was like, oh, you need to drop 20 more pounds. And it was like, what?
Yeah, they're starving themselves pretty much.
Now you look on the runways now, is women that I look like. Before that did not, I didn't turn on the TV and see a woman that looked like me. So now it's a beautiful thing to really see women of all shapes and sizes. No,
it is though. I think it's about time, man, because like they had so many females feeling like some type of way. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Looking at themselves some type of way because, that's what they were saying. Like, you got to be a little bit smaller, and that's not the look we're going for. But now they're looking for more natural women.
Yes. So it's beautiful to now see yourself in other women.
Yeah, yeah. No, I like it, though. Now, what you call it? Now, what's the worst piece of advice you got?
Worst piece of advice?
Yeah. Anybody tell you to quit? Like, stop?
Things that people have said to me. You know what? I can actually say people haven't really said much of anything to me, but the worst thing a person can really think is that their opinion of me really matters, because it doesn't. You know, they always say what someone thinks of you is none of your business. You know, so when people try to voice their opinion, you're entitled to that. But that has nothing to how you perceive me and how I really am. It has nothing to do with me. Sometimes they say that people push themselves all off on you. Like, you know, the things that they hate about you are really the things that they hate about themselves. So I think that I would say just really people just thinking that their opinion holds that much weight with me, because it doesn't. It doesn't.
Yo, and that's the best way to be honest.
I mean,
you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, you can't do that. You know how you know it's just it's a lot already going on in the world for you to stay up at night and wondering why someone does not like you, especially when you're putting your best foot forward and you're trying your best. Like, I don't get any of that. But I also think that it has a lot to do with that I have a strong foundation. I have an incredible mother, an incredible father. You know, where it's like I always say in the morning, part of my affirmation is, you know, as long as I have them, what the world thinks does not really matter. I know that they see who I truly am. You know, and so when I feel like I'm bending, you know, I might have that conversation with my pops, like, yo, I don't know, it's just wild. Like, you ain't even got to say nothing. Like, he just know, and it's like, this helped. And we didn't really say much of anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just to vent, just to get it out sometimes.
You know, so I just say, you know, I say, just do you, and the rest will follow.
Yeah.
You got to.
No, you're right. Now, what's the best piece of advice you got?
Best piece of advice, less is more. I had an incredible writing teacher, and you know, I initially wanted to be a poet before I even became like, you know, FlyKickz, as far as like painting and stuff like that. And he was like, I love the concept of what you have going on here, but we need to take some of these words out. You know, less is more. And I think that that's how I portray my art as well. It's like, even though I might create a small piece, you can look at that small piece and be like, yo, that's fire. Because look at the sneakers that she used. Look at the attention to details, you know, where it still speaks to a broad magnitude, you know. So I like to present myself that way as well. You know, I know that there's far more people out there that have way more money than me. So they can buy X, Y, and Z. Yeah. But you make the clothes don't make you. So less is more. You know what I mean? So I just really try to apply that, you know, fundamentally everywhere, because, you know, you can get down on yourself if you're not keeping up with the Joneses. And it's like, I was created to do something completely different. Yeah, and that's cool.
Nah, I know what you mean. Now, I know one time on IG we were talking about like grants and you know, seeking.
Yeah.
You know, like what's the update on that?
I mean, to be honest with you, I tried a little bit. You know, you write the whole reason what you're going to do with the money, and then some of them have application fees and things like that. And it's like, that's cool, you know, and you can hire a grant writer as well. Yeah. I mean, even though I'm a pretty good writer, I don't really want to focus on that. So, I mean, I started a little bit, and then I'm like, there is a different way. And I actually been just reading up a little bit more on crowdfunding and stuff like that, utilizing my artistry, where I do get the donated sneakers, and I use a proceed of those sales to kind of fund the community-related endeavors. Yeah. Now that people are really seeing that I'm true, I mean what I say, and I say what I mean, people will trust putting their money towards the things that go your goals and aspirations, because it's for all of us. We all get credit for this. I'm just simply the one kind of carrying it out. But it's ultimately a team effort. So although grants are still something that I want to really look into, I know there's a lot of different ways to accomplish the same thing. So I'm focusing really on those other ways to accomplish that.
Now, that's what I was wondering, because I mean, that's an actual, like, it's hard. Like, when you research it.
Yeah, it had me stressed out for like writing that thing. I was like, oh, this is not my life. This is stress is not something I want to partake in. So
now, have you had the chance of like anybody getting to see your work, like anybody that everybody would know? You get what I'm saying? Or
it's okay. So it's like one of those things. Even when I did the sneaker shows, I met people when they were up. I did sneaker shows before people who are mega stars now. Yeah, I did the shows where nobody knew who they were, and we had tables and stuff like that. Granted, there are always people that know people. I know people that know people. Yeah. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is, it's one of those things where do they really want to help you make those connections? Are they willing to do it from a genuine space where you don't owe them anything?
That's the thing.
Because it's like,
genuine,
it's just like, if you're going to do it. But understand this, I don't owe you anything. Just know that if it were me and I was in that position, I'd help you the same way. Mm-hmm. You know, I just want people to understand that, because it's like, you're a woman and you go into that and it's like, it's always extra things. Like, we don't need to discuss this over dinner. Like, can we make this happen? Like, you know, can we do a Zoom call? Like, you know, like, it's just so many different things. So you have to, although, you know, I've pushed my pride aside and understand that I do want assistance. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, if I know there's someone and I say, listen, can you help me connect these dots? But again, like, not everybody is in the same mental space that you occupy. So it's taking a little longer, but that's all part of the journey. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I know that I'm confident in my style, I'm confident in my work, where it's only going to change one moment to change the rest of my life, and I've been preparing for that one moment. So I'm ready to go.
Nah, what you call it? What's I gonna say, yo? Like, I don't know. As far as like this whole like the art and everything, it's a whole different world than compared to any type of other art. You get what I'm saying? Because you're really speaking through just your creativity. You know what I'm saying? It's not poetry. It's not like using a mic to say what you got to say. Well,
no, I'd say it is poetry. Because when you get to talk about your piece, that's where, like, for me, I'm kind of a reserved person. Like, I go to the events. Sometimes I chill when I'm at the events and I am FlyKickz. Is a completely different thing. But when I'm standing by my piece and a person takes interest in it, that's the icebreaker. Because now I get to introduce, I appreciate you checking out my work. Mm-hmm. So now when we converse about it, that's my opportunity to say, I'm going to let you come into my world right now. And I'm going to speak about what I do, because words, if you compose your words the right way, when they go home, they can be like, man, the way that young lady articulated about that piece, at first I was just like, it's sneakers. Now I'm like, you know what I mean? That's what you're supposed to do as an artist. You're supposed to use your words. It's not like, I've thought about this piece. I've thought about the names that I create for some of my pieces. Mm-hmm. Like, even my Nefertiti is called Air on the Throne. You know what I mean? Like,
that's different.
You know, so it's like, you know, so I think about those things. Like, when I'm going to put my work out there, how am I going to speak about it? So in a way, it is a form of poetry. I mean, we're artists. We're just using like different ways to like speak, I guess. Yeah,
no, you're right. Now, a lot of it that you do is Nike and Jordan, right? Mm-hmm. So what if Adidas comes or Reebok and it's like, yo, they ready to cut that check? You ready to switch it up?
I'm ready to wait for Nike and Jordan.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You would turn it down?
Yeah. I mean, people don't understand, like, I'm not that person that knows the sneaker facts. You know, I'm not that person. I'm the person that I remember the feeling that it evoked in me as a child. I remember looking down on my dad's feet, and he had on Nike, he had on Jordans. You know, that's really why I create the pieces that I do, using those sneakers. Now, if a person comes to me with a special order, like a commission, I'm going to try my best to persuade them to use Nike or Jordans, because it's something that it does to my mind where I'm excited. Mm-hmm. But if they come to me and they say, hey, listen, the sneaker that I grew up on was this sneaker. Can you use this instead? I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen, because I'm still offering a piece of my world. And at some point, we're going to get a Nike or Jordan piece on their wall. Yeah. This is just the introduction.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not about money pays the bills, but I want to do something that it resonates with me. How many people you know that jump ship from Nike or Jordan, went to a different brand, and before you know, a few years later, they right back with Nike or Jordan? A lot of celebrities,
right.
A lot of celebrities have done it.
It's not even no comparison.
It's like,
you know what I mean? It's not even a comparison. It's not.
So I mean, I'll wait. I mean, listen, I know what it's like to not have a lot. So I mean, like, I ain't really losing out on nothing, not holding out for the right people to come to me.
Yeah. You gotta go where with the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh man. Nah, so all right. Now, we know Trenton. We know Jersey. They both had like a strong meaning on your life. Like, where else have you lived though?
Well, actually, I've lived in New York since I was 17 to like I'm back and forth, so I'm back and forth. But you know, my home base is because my family is in Trenton and stuff like that. That's where I do all my community work. But I lived in New York for many years. I lived in East New York for a little bit. I lived in Fresh Meadows. I lived in Astoria, Jackson Heights, and Queens. But I predominantly spent most of my times in Queens. I lived on the West Coast for a little bit, but I always had a place in New York. Always. Yeah. So just kind of floating back and forth.
That's always the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you jump on a plane, you go somewhere else, but
your
home base is somewhere else, you know. But yeah, I try to stay. I'm a up north type of person. Like
I'm the same way. Like for you, what is it that always brings you back home?
You know, like in terms of like family, my parents are really all I have. Like I love my family members dearly, but the people who see me in my true form, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Like I'll move I'll go all over the place, but my home, where my art might be, is in the tri-state Jersey area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, when it's cold here, I might take a flight and go somewhere else where it's warm.
Yeah.
As long as I got the paint supplies, I gotta have a studio wherever I go.
Yeah.
So as long as I got that, you know, I travel.
That was a lot. Like you gotta take with you. It's a lot you gotta pack.
So the thing is, I typically can't go more than 5 days without creating. So I'm one of those people, I might not be best for me to go on week-long vacations. It's like, if so, you might want to pack a canvas and some paint supplies, you know, because I can't travel, you know, sneakers and all that stuff take up room. But at least I can work on my concepts, you know, think of some ideas. So when I get back to the studio, I'm like, let's go. You know, so yeah, I need that.
So you'll never actually just take a vacation.
Yeah, it is a vacation. Like it's like when you go abroad and if you go abroad, you might say to yourself, I want to see the Sistine Chapel. I want to go there, yes, because I want to take it in, but I want to go there so I can see what another artist has done and see how I can make my work even better. Yeah, I'm going to always be of sound mind and body. I'm always going to be in the present. See, one thing that I'm not necessarily a fan of, like if I'm going on a vacation or even when I'm with my loved ones, I'm not on my phone. If we're having dinner together and we're enjoying each other's company, I'm not that person that's I gotta do this. I think that's wild.
Yeah, that's the new thing right now.
FYI, don't ever ask me out on no date and be on your phone.
Yeah,
I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
I don't want to partake in that. So you know, I'm always there in the present. You might get a snapshot of me before I probably go to some place, but I'm not going to video a whole concert at the concert.
Yeah, yeah.
No. So,
now, since you took it there, a lot of dudes, you know, will wonder like, what kind of guys are you into?
A man that's confident, a man that's just sure of himself. Most of all, you know, someone that understands a little bit about my world. You know, I'm one of those people that I want to spend quality time, but that doesn't necessarily mean I want to be up under you 24/7. I might be like, listen, I got to get in the studio today, but I still want to see you. Come chill at the studio. You know what I mean? Like we can rap while I'm creating.
Yeah, as long as you understand.
It's someone that understands. That's still quality time. Like a person's workspace sometimes is their most intimate space where they're like, I don't be looking like super good in the studio. Sometimes I be looking crazy. Paint in my hair, paint on my face. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So someone that just confident in who they are. But I ultimately want someone that can inspire me to take who I am to another level. I don't want anyone that's trying to change me, but I see how they move and I'm like, wow, you know, they might be a little bit more organized than me, or he grinds. Like, you see what I'm saying? I need to step it up a little bit. So you don't want to be the only great person in the room. You see what I'm saying? Like, people, when you're an artist or when you're good at what you do, whether it's a videographer or anything, sometimes people love the idea of you and not who you really are. Yeah. Like, they're like, I like her, she cute, but she got to be super submissive because her wanting to do X, Y, and Z doesn't work well with me. Listen, I always tell people, if you are looking for someone who's cookie cutter, who's by the book, I'm not your girl. Because I'm going to do what I want. Yeah. Regardless. Yeah. So someone who just like knows who they are when they're like, you know, when you go out, like, yo, that's mine. That's my girl. She look good. She ain't got to switch up the way she dress, the way she talk to make me feel comfortable. And unfortunately, it's not, I don't know. I don't think that is as many men is confident in who there are not many men in the world that were cut from the cloth like my father is. You know what I'm saying? Or or his generation, where when it's like, listen, I'm gonna get it. Yeah. It's gonna happen one way or another. Like nothing is really holding them back. A lot of people, and it's okay to be. I think I love people who are in touch with their feelings, who communicate, because I'm not psychic. You know what I mean? Like just someone who's very vocal and, where you can build with one another. That's what it is. When you have that conversation with someone and it's when you say to them, listen, oh man, I want to open up a space, a studio where I can do my recordings and host, my shows, my podcasts or whatever, where when that woman you're talking to could say, so babe, how we going to make that happen?
Yeah, she with it.
Yeah, she like, how we gonna do that now? So how did you plan on how you gonna make this happen? That's horrible.
Yeah, that'll make you just be like, yo, I'm done.
You don't even get it.
Yeah,
so
I'm done.
That's using we.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta appreciate that.
Yes.
Now, is there anybody like when you're dating and stuff like that? Has there been like any issue with they're not getting enough time because you're doing this, or they don't like you being on the gram, or they're a little jealous, or?
I will say I have not really liked anyone in years, to be honest with you. I think sometimes that's my vice as well, where I'm so in tune to who I am, preserving my peace and me creating, and sometimes that comes a little bit more at ease for me, where I know I just have a better understanding of me, and a lot of people really don't. And perhaps that's because I'm so private as well, where it's like, to tell you a lot about me, I gotta really like you. Like anything that I'm saying now is everything that I want people to know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So those things, but sometimes people from the, you earn someone's trust. You can't just right out the gate ask 100 questions and think I'm going to answer every single one. It's like, do you work for the feds?
Yeah.
Like, that's how you be thinking. Like it feels like an interview versus it being just like something that's
just an intimate conversation.
Yeah, it's just something that's free flowing. I want to be water. I want things to just kind of flow, or just kind of like chill. But I think that people don't necessarily understand that. And if a person likes me for how I portray myself initially, I adore the woman that I am. And if you can't take certain posts from the jump, don't let that be what attracted you. Then when you get me, it's like, oh, so you're gonna have to post that? Yes, absolutely. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, I want someone to understand, like, how you get me is, remember, you got to keep me. Yeah. Get me.
Yeah.
Keeping the person's interest.
Not trying to change them.
So I mean, people have their little things, but I don't think that I'm in a space where I want to like someone as much as they like me, and I have not experienced.
Yeah, because now it's different, man. I think social media changed everything.
In what way?
In what way?
Yeah, do you think what has it really changed?
I mean, the reason I think it changed everything is because, like nowadays, that's the way you meet a person.
Oh yeah, but I mean, and I was actually just thinking that to myself. It's like, I'm not always on the scene. I don't always really be just going out and stuff like that. I'm posting my art. I'm creating my art. So if a person reaches out to me that way, that's what we have going on. That's what we have to work with right now, because you're not seeing me at every place. Yeah. So I don't look at it like, oh my goodness, he slid into my DM. I look at it like, yay for you.
Yeah, but they do that. A lot of them do that on purpose.
No. Like, you'd be surprised. Like, like it's, I don't know. I don't know what people imagine DMs look like. Yeah. But that don't be what they look like. So it's like, when people, I mean, again, it's all in what a person says. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna give it all away, because then people gonna start sliding in your DMs. Oh, yeah. But it's like, especially when, I'm gonna see what you got going on too. Like, if you ain't got nothing going on and you're posting wow and you putting everything out there, you definitely not the one for me, because you're not about to be invading my privacy and posting me up on your story. No.
Yeah, you about to be the prized possession.
Nah, so everything's changing social media, and that's okay. Changes are, but however, it'd be nice if you out on the street, someone genuinely just walks up to you and say, "Hey, like, wow, I just wanted to say hi." That is gone. I don't think people know how to function as humans.
Yeah, it doesn't happen anymore.
It's like, can you do that? Can you say hello, or don't do this? Stare at me the whole time. See me at the mall, slide in my DM, and then say, "Oh, was that you at the mall?"
Yeah, yo, you didn't speak.
That's a little crazy.
Because I think like I think social media, it helped a lot. But then as far as like relationships, it kind of like messed things up. Because not only is that how you meet everybody now, but it's like that could be the way you lose a person too. You get what I'm saying?
Yes, you have to just be very secure. Communication is key.
It is.
You have to talk about these things and not wait for a person to ask you about them. Because once they ask you about it, they already had a whole bunch of stuff on you.
Yeah.
So coming to you last.
Yeah.
Just because they know everything they need to know. So I just say, just put it out there, have those conversations. Because the thing about it is, you're going to like pictures.
Yeah.
That's just what happens. That's why certain people have social media
That's
accounts.
the way it is. Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of people, if you're not really secure within yourself, it's like, at least they took that one. Remember when they used to have, you could see what pictures a person liked initially? They'll show you.
Oh, yeah.
They used to show you first, this person liked
They got
all
a lot of
these
people in trouble right there.
Yeah. So now they can't see what picture you like.
Yeah, you like
So everyone used to know. So I mean, like Instagram understanding they trying to crack down on ruining certain people's relationships.
I think a lot of people close accounts because of that.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, man. It's good though, definitely for like what you're doing. You could post up, people could follow you and
you can connect with so many different people around the world, like different places that I want to travel to, reaching out to galleries in those areas, becoming familiar with them and them becoming familiar with me. So when I pop up, it's like, oh yeah, hey, I'm glad I finally got to make it here to your gallery. You know what I mean? So I'm not just trying to be you. Having hometown love is amazing. It's an incredible feeling. But just to say you local, like how many artists, even rap artists in the hood, they hot. Yeah. When they go to other places, it's like, okay, bro, like you ain't bringing nothing so they're afraid to leave their hometown because they're a star in their hometown. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm at a space where if people don't know what I look like, that's cool. But when they see my work, they're gonna be like, yo, that looks like a FlyKickz piece. Is that FlyKickz? You see what I'm saying? Like that's where I'm at, where the people know your style. Even when you listen to a certain producer's beat, listen to an Alchemist beat, you like, yo, that's Alchemist. You see what I'm saying? Like so that's why I want my work to speak for me. So no one could ever say that she only gets by because she's attractive. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder, first of all. And it don't change the fact that I feel like I'm hot. Like So I want to touch people in different places and utilize social media more. I need to utilize it more. Like when you study your insights and you look at it that you're not really making as many connections. It's really because I want to paint for 15 hours a day. Like I don't want to be.
But that's something you got to do.
That's something. So it's like as much as I like reading books, I'm learning different things, and I'm like, all right, you got to make these connections. You got to make sure you're replying to because they consider everything. You replying into messages that people leave in the comments and stuff like that. But I do it from a genuine space. I don't ever want people to ever feel like, oh, she just replying because that's part of the game. No, I look at it like you could be doing anything with your time. Yeah. You choose to be on my page. You choose to make that connection with me. And that's something I appreciate. So I'm going to stop and be like, thank you. I appreciate you. All the likes that you just gave me. And I appreciate that. Male or female alike. The love is always appreciated.
Now, I know we was talking before and you was saying that Germany is showing mad love. Yeah. That's crazy, yo.
Yeah, I mean, that's dope. That is such a great feeling. Like I've even sent a piece to Ghana, a Wu-Tang piece to Ghana. Yeah. Damn. So, I mean, like that's the beauty of social media. People see something and, and that's why it's so nice when people repost. Yeah. When people share it and when people save it. You know what I mean?
It's in different hands.
Yeah, it gets in different hands. And I don't care if you only got 100 followers. That's probably 100 new people that don't even know who I am and know my work. That now you're helping me get a little bit more exposure. And then when these big people like Wu-Tang on Hulu and Wu-Tang, the page, repost your stuff, that's fire. Because it's like, I mean, like, I've been getting psyched up. I mean, like, it's happening in the span of, 2 weeks. It would happen, 3 or 4 times where they would repost it. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. I love that.
That means it's dope.
That's crazy. I love it.
Yo, it might be in one of the movies, man. One of the shows.
I mean, that's what we going push for.
That's what you're aiming for.
To get the right placements and, to make pieces because you generally want to. I mean, I do them because... I love doing them, but, some people give me a request, and it's like, listen, if I already have a Wu piece out, and people give me a request, cool, let's make it happen.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if you can compare yourself to, an artist, like hip-hop, Like, what would your pieces like? Who would you compare it to?
That's a good question. I've never really thought about that. I really don't know. You know what I do love? I love about the like the Jay-Z's and like you don't get so fixated on your age or when you started. You know what I'm saying? When you're young, it's that pressure. Like if I don't get out there when I'm 16, 17 years old rapping to say I've been rapping for 30 years, you know what I mean? Like when you start in your 20s. And then you ultimately become a billionaire after putting in all that legwork, after staying true to who you are, and then you finally get your like super big break. Like, I mean, that's really what keeps me going, because it's like when I was young and I was dropping posters with me and my customs and stuff like that, I would write my age on there. I remember someone telling me, "Don't put your age on the post." I mean, I was young. I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna show them like I'm super young and I'm doing this." But I remember one of my homies like, yo, don't put your age on there, because if you don't put your age on there, you can continue to use it. Like where people, especially if you look the same, they won't really know your age and stuff like that. And I think that pressure of just trying to make a name for myself so at such a young age, I think I was missing out on the patience and missing out on honing in on my craft and being the best at what I did. You know what I mean? So just seeing someone and even that. Staying true to his style. You see what I'm saying? Where people would be like, he would get more recognition if he just switch it up and do this and do that. Where he was just like, no, I'm going to continue to use my words. I'm going to continue to use my mind. I'm going to continue to show you that this is why I am good at what I do.
Yeah.
Or people not, or even like Eminem stepping on the scene and people like, look at this white boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But being in the cypher and being crazy. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, where
Crazy.
that blows your mind. It's like, I might be that girl that's chill. You know, she in the corner. She not really talking to nobody, mingling. Like, yo, what's up with her? You see what I'm saying? But you bring your tools and what you do. And I'm going to bring my kicks. I'm going to bring my knives. And I'm going to do what I do. And I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why people believe in what I do as an artist. You see what I'm saying? So put me up against whoever. I'm going to stay true to my craftsmanship. And that's what I love about those artists individually, that people try to tell them how they should conform to the norm. You see what I'm saying? But they be like, listen, I got this.
Their own lane.
Well, people, years later, will people be like, yo, they're iconic. They're legendary. You see what I'm saying? And people are like, think that some of their catalog is pretty dope and it's really did something for the culture. So I mean, at the end of the day, you know, I just wanted to stay true to what I'm doing. I don't really want to get too fixated on my age, because for years to come, even after I'm gone, sneakers have been, how many times people say the hip hop wasn't gonna last? This love for sneakers was just gonna fade out.
Yeah,
like,
it was a fad. Hip hop was a fad.
You know, look at this.
Reached so many different countries and it was crazy. It's
People
evolving.
You guys, you love sneakers? Oh, that's the thing, I guess. Now look at how much these resellers are making. Like now look at how sneakers can go, a coveted sneaker can go for 20 grand, even more. Like, so it's not just a thing.
Yeah.
You know, like we're here for a while now.
Yeah.
You know,
we're gonna stay now.
So
That's it.
Yeah. So I'm just like, you know, with people now, I was that. I remember like people would just be like, I couldn't really be a part of a lot of shows. People wouldn't incorporate FlyKickz because, your work is, you know, with sneakers, like they don't get it. And it's like
hip hop.
Yeah. You know, yeah. Like, so it's like, it's not fine art because it's sneakers. It's tennis shoes. You know, and it's like, bro, like the same way you use oil painting and all that stuff, I'm just using a pair of sneakers. If anything, that requires more time and effort because I'm cutting through leather. And some of these, I just cut up a pair of 97s, Air Max 97s the other day. I almost wanted to throw the sneakers out the window because it's like the cut in and it's like you don't want to really mess up the material. And I'm like, there's a lot of different things that go into that. So now to get to a space where people look at my work, they like it, and they don't realize it's sneakers until they approach it. It's a beautiful thing, because now those places that didn't want FlyKickz
now
to be in now they reaching out to me. And I was like, can you submit something for Black History Month? Like, you know, it's like,
yeah.
Baby, Black History is all year round. Okay, don't encourage me in this 1 month.
That's how it goes, though.
So, you know.
You didn't want me, now you want me.
Yeah, you know how it goes. Now everybody's talking about you a little bit more, and it's like, you're talking about the girl that does work with sneakers. Yeah. Talk to her, reach out to her. So
yeah, look at Kanye.
Yeah.
Everybody's like, yo, he's a weirdo. You know what I'm saying? Like which he kind of, I don't know. I don't know if he's like just weird or just a genius, but he's always in the conversation. Now he's a billionaire.
But they always say like most true artists, Sally, are partially insane. Like it's that sometimes it's like so much mayhem going on in your brain, and it's just I can only imagine what it's like to be an artist of that caliber where eyes are on you 24/7. And you have to decide what type of artist you want to be. You want to be an artist that creates and where you can actually walk into a room. You see what I'm saying? Like, if I had to be I wouldn't mind being a J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar.
They're dope.
Amazing. Incredible. But you could still be, could still be you. J. Cole could still, if he decides he want to wear worn down sneakers, he could do so, and he could still have that connection with the people when he out. You see what I'm saying? Where people respect your time. Like, he with his family, he chilling. I'm gonna just say what's up and keep it moving. Yeah, like that's where I want.
You're right.
Where I want to be. You know what I mean? Like where people still know you hot. Like they don't doubt. They don't doubt you a beast. Like just because they be laying low, don't mean they lost it. So that's where I really want to be. The Kendricks and the J. Coles.
I can definitely see that. You definitely gonna go a lot farther than you are now. That's almost a guarantee to happen because it's so different, and like you could look at it and tell like there's a lot of time that went into it.
Thank you. You
could definitely look at it and tell that it's so dope, man. I wish I was if I had more money than I got now, I would just be like, yo, let me cop all that shit.
I tell people, I make it happen with different budgets. Yeah. Payment plans, we make it happen.
Put that paint on layaway.
Right? Listen, I've had it done. Like many people have done it, and it's just like I keep the art in my possession.
It can't be crazy.
Listen, when you really think about it, a lot of the people that buy my work are people that have 9-to-5s, and it's a beautiful thing because when you break down, let's say a person is only making $20 an hour. They buy a piece that costs $2,000.
Yeah.
You know how many hours of their time they gave to you? You see what I'm saying? So you gotta when you break it down like that, it's like, yo, wow, that is incredible. You had to work quite a few days to get this painting. When people believe in what you do and they know that, a lot of my work now comes with certificates of authenticity. I know everybody else may not see the vision, but I know where it's going. Where this piece that you might have got for $2,000. Understand
the upsell value is not gonna, crazy.
It's not gonna be $2,000. Yeah, and it's nice that now I don't have to explain my cost. It's and it's nice where people don't like. So why does your work cost that much? And I've had people just buy it and it's like, yo, I think it's dope. I think it's incredible what you're doing, and that's to be the beginning and the end of the conversation where you don't have to break down, well, the supplies cost $100 and this is why. Most people pay for the vision. Yeah. If you could it's just like you recording, doing all that great traveling, doing all this thing. If I could do it myself, I would, but it's obviously sometimes you need to allow people to do what they do.
Yeah, that's the way it is.
Like, we all have different talents and skills.
And I got a friend, right? He's in the clothing game, right? So he's from Jersey. But he wants to open up the store in New York. The main reason is he feels like Jersey doesn't really support as much as New York does. Like he said that the main thing in Jersey, like, say you got a hoodie that's like 60, 80, whatever like that, because, whatever. People in Jersey would be like, yo, let me get that for like 40. They always want a discount. But he's like, in New York, it don't matter the price. They just give it. Do you think that's true?
I think that's one of those things like you got to know your market. For instance, it's a lot of people that have different like marketplace shows and events and stuff like that, and they're like, "Yo, it'd be nice if FlyKickz come out." And I'm like, "Bro, nobody's gonna understand what I do. Like, you want me to be placed with next to you guys are selling candles, you selling all that stuff, and that's beautiful. Yeah. But you you came in there wanting to buy candles and home like little trinkets and stuff like that. You don't even have a love for sneakers. You don't even really like collecting art. So now I'm just standing there because time is money. Now I'm just standing there
looking awkward.
And like when people, especially when you know your work. So that's why when I do sneaker shows, that's why I've already got back into doing sneaker shows because they get it. My market get it, whether you're a sneaker enthusiast, sneakerhead, sneaker lover, or whatever it may be, or you just buy your favorite pair of sneakers and just makes you feel good. Those are the people that get what I do. And even other artists get what I do as well, because we understand that we're using different mediums. So when I'm going to spend 2 hours setting up a display, I need to know that it's worth my time. And when I say worth my time, it's not even the money, it's the connections.
Yeah.
I go there to meet great people, awesome people, and have a dope conversation where I'm like, man, I want to learn more about what they do. Go check them out. At home at night, I'm looking up the stuff, their pages and stuff like that. I mean, there have been places where people just would skim past my stuff. Those are the shows I will never do again.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and so, I mean, yeah, in New York, when I've done a lot of shows there, I've never really, but then again, I remember when I first started in New York, I wasn't selling nothing. I just wasn't selling nothing.
Was it like the competition?
Yeah, no, when I started off as a sneaker customizer, I wasn't making no money. It wasn't until I transitioned to canvases. And even more specifically, in the middle of a pandemic, that's when I sold the most I've ever sold since becoming FlyKickz, almost 12, 13 years ago.
That's crazy, man.
So
that's crazy.
That's when I really knew I had to buckle down. People were at home. This was the time for them to see my work, because now they had no excuse. That whole I'm busy, you know. Now they ain't got nothing but time.
No, you're right.
So now, you know, and people see it, and people was buying it, and I was just like, yo, this is wow. Like, I'm constantly packing up canvases, and I would create them. Sometimes people would look at my story and be like, yo, how much you want for that? I'm like, yo, I didn't even finish it yet. Like, let me finish it.
Let me finish it first.
You know, but they were like, whatever it is, hit me up first. So, I mean, like, but yeah, I mean, New York shows love, but Jersey, if you tap into like that, if you tap into your surroundings, don't get me wrong, you gotta understand too, like, we want people to buy our stuff, but we're not going out there making them connections either. We're not going into these stores and introducing them ourselves to them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my vice too, where I'm like, I got a list of sneaker stores that I want to go into and just be like, hey, listen, I'm FlyKickz. If you're ever looking for artists to kind of just add to the ambiance of the place, I'll come for the day. You know what I mean? So we gotta do more footwork.
Actually, I mean, this would probably be the dopest shit to throw into a store, to be honest.
So
it's gonna draw attention.
So I'm just focused on doing some pop-ups.
Yeah.
In some sneaker stores. Just posting up, especially in that spring, summer. When you just posted up, just chilling.
You're right. Spring break, you gotta take this to Miami.
You know, I've never been to Art Basel. Like, I've never been to Art Basel. So I want to go to Complex Con at some point. So when people, you know, put me on, because you know what I mean, I want to make that happen. So Complex Con, Art Basel, like all that stuff, like, yeah, going to LA, going to Miami, just you know,
gotta take like a Jersey road trip.
Yeah, the road trip is where it's at, because I ain't gonna get all this art, and I don't even want to mail my stuff down now.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Everything will be lost. I feel like everything will be lost.
We got to plan a road trip, man. Yeah, I got some guys that sell clothes. You got the art.
That'd be crazy. And
I'm telling you, and link up.
Yeah, because there'd be so many places that just want artists to pop up, especially like all around there in that area.
Yeah, Atlanta.
Yes.
We just need to. We got to plan something.
We got to plan like a tour, like a road trip, like all these different places, and hit different places.
They're gonna show love
and line them up with like different things that's going on. Like, that'd be crazy.
Got to do it. Gotta do it, definitely.
I'm with it.
Yo, we gonna plan it. Yo, don't act new.
No, I'm not. Listen,
don't act new.
No, don't have me just send you messages. Like,
all right, yo, I'm gonna hit you up like, yo, we about to do something.
Nah,
I'm telling you,
that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, just to be able to like the footage of that, just to be able to connect with people and just to be able to have a good time doing what we love doing. That's
just having fun.
That'd be wild.
Now, if somebody wants to hit you up, where they hit you up at?
Through my website, www.IamFlyKickz.com. My Instagram at FlyKickz, FlyKickz. But yeah, I reply to my DMs. My email and everything is pretty much all my links and stuff is on there. So yeah, I reply to a lot of things in real time, unless I'm in the middle of a session or unless I'm getting that family time.
That's true. Even if they want to donate, hit you up the same spot?
Yes. And then I actually have a mailing address on my website too. It tells you all about the FlyKickz, like care bags and donating sneakers to FlyKickz. And for people that donate sneakers, you know, also know that when I create a piece, I always say who contributed these sneakers. I actually want to do an art show at one point with all pieces featuring all donated sneakers.
That's crazy.
So
So one sneaker will.
No.
Huh?
No. Whatever. One sneaker probably will make my little 12 by 12 wool piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for my Nefertiti piece, I used 3 pairs of sneakers. So we're talking about 6 to 7, feet. Yeah. Like, and I got big ideas now. That's why, if you have sneakers that you don't need, Nike or Jordan sneakers that you no longer need, you can send me pictures of them. And if I could use them, that'll be great because I have these big pieces in mind, and it definitely helps cut down on the hunting time.
Yeah.
Because I got to go hunting for sneakers like a few times a week. So yeah, I got some big pieces archived in my brain that I want to make happen.
Oh yeah, I know. Speaking of hunting, you was trying to get my kicks. Yo.
I looked at your thing. I was like, ooh, I know what I can make with those. Like,
yo, I'm telling you, if I brought like another pair, I would just switch them out. I don't even care.
That's how my eyes be working. Like, so like they say, people look at your feet. I be looking at some people's feet like, ooh, that's just the pair of sneakers I need for this piece. Like, I'm gonna just start carrying extra sneakers with me. Like, let's swap those out real quick.
So, like, do you post up like on Instagram and be like, yo, I need like this specific pair?
No, well, there have been times where I specifically wanted like a Jordan 1, and I'm like, yo, anybody got some, some ones, whatever. The sneaker that can always be used at any time. Yeah. Air Force 1, Jordan 1. Yeah. Those are sneakers I can always use. I mean, I actually have a few pairs from Chicago coming in very soon. Someone that's donating a few pair of forces. When people do their spring cleaning, they take pictures and hit me up like, yo, Des, this is what I got for you. Like, and I'm like, wow, that's crazy. But there have been times where a lot of people, people want to contribute and they don't realize the sneakers that I use in my pieces. So I'm actually sitting on a few pairs of sneakers and I'm just looking for the right organization. Like I got Pumas, I got, Adidas that I'm just sitting on right now so I can give them to like, a nonprofit, or sometimes I drive around and if I see a few people that can possibly use a pair of sneakers, I'll stop and I'm like, hey, what I mean? Especially I can, especially if I got the size, like I keep like an index card of the sizes I currently have on me. So I can be like, hey, if you could use these.
Now that's dope though, because I know you prefer like Nike, Jordan, but if you happen to come across like a Adidas, a Puma, whatever like that, then you still.
I don't want them only because that it's taking up too much space. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like I'm a very organized person. Like I got already 2 bins of sneakers, even including sneakers from my collection that I only wore once because I was wearing like suede, like Pumas, like like I had a decade high Adidas, like I had quite a few pairs, like, and I'm like.
So now you only rock a Nike.
I only wear Nike. I wear Nike Jordans. I like Vans every so often and stuff like that. And then the bigger brands, some of the other name brands as well. But nothing quite makes me feel like I've done a show years ago where I had a pair of decade highs and I felt like so out of place. Yeah, it was just like the weirdest thing. Like I was just like, no, I'm just really. It's the same thing of me wearing all black a lot of times. When people see me in a different color, they're like, "Yo, you all right?" No. You all right? Yeah, because I've been wearing all black for 9 years straight. Damn. Except, 10% of the time I wear other colors like in the summer, but.
So you like time you off for power?
I'm like, I think that the less brain power I have to devote to figuring out what I'm going to wear, the better.
That's how I know you're an artist.
I can just focus. I mean.
You're a genius. I'm telling you, because the geniuses, the artists, like the people that's really into what they do.
Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, a lot of people, Bill Gates, a lot of different people acquired these like things where they had a uniform, whether it's turtleneck pair of jeans or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like I just need black. I know it's gonna look good. So if you call me and you say, "Des, I'm gonna be there in 15 minutes,"
it's gonna match anything.
I'm gonna be ready to go. I'm not gonna be that girl that's like, "Oh no, I need more time." I'm ready.
Yeah. Nah, man, I like what you do, yo.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
And they know where to hit you up.
Definitely.
I guess it's time to wrap it up. We've been talking for like
hours,
some change, even before this.
Yes. I appreciate you having me, man. The support you've been showing me over the years, even before this is our first time, meeting in person. Yeah, it's very organic, very free flowing. So I appreciate it because you show myself and so many other people utilizing your platform in such an amazing way. So thank you.
I appreciate it. I got to thank, the Flexing app for letting me come to the headquarters. I don't even want to call it a house because
it's a headquarters. It's a headquarters.
Yo, so I definitely appreciate that. And, we definitely going to chat it up We're gonna make a road trip happen.
Yeah, I'm ready.
So we're gonna hit up the A, hit up MIA.
Yo, I'm already hyped.
Yo, we're gonna do it. I'm telling you, man. I'm about to plan this shit.
Give me 2 weeks.
I'm about to plan it.
Yeah, we can use some sponsors as well.
Yeah. But definitely. You know, we're gonna talk after this.
All right.
But I appreciate it though.
My pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Airways 1 and 9.